Hey, good morning. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Hopefully, everybody had a good weekend, Father's Day weekend. And it was good. Hopefully, everybody else was. I'm still getting the cameras thing sorted out. So we're on the old school. On the old school camera seems to be working a lot better. For some reason, my camera always seems to conk out partway through the stream. So kicking it old school with webcams. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We're back. If you're watching on the replay, we go live usually Monday to Friday, 8 o'clock to about 8:45 or so. If we get chatting, we kind of do go a bit longer, have coffee, talk about investing, talk about TFSAs, all that good stuff. And let's go. Let's see who's here. Good morning. Candace, first one in as usual, mostly makes it the first time. Hopefully you're well. I missed your live stream, Candace, on Sunday. Obviously it was Father's Day. I was out up driving around and talking to my dad and all that kind of stuff. So missed it on Sunday. I still haven't caught the replay. I've been busy, and I will catch that replay. And so sorry for missing that. And for those that don't know, Candace has an awesome channel over on Mountain Finance. If you're not following her, do follow her. She gets definitely into deep dives about our investing, more so than I do on this channel, that's for sure. So she does a great job. It's always good to have her tune in and offer some commentary as well to these live streams. Always appreciated, but do check out her channel. And she does live streams on Sundays, which is good too. And we always get the joke and ChatGPT joke of the day. ChatGPT, it doesn't seem to be as buzzwordy these days. It seems like it's like everywhere, but the initial boost of the AI is, don't get me wrong, still everywhere on my Twitter feed and stuff like that, but it seems to be all a bunch of other things, not just ChatGPT right now. But anyways, let's get to that joke. What did the pineapple say when it invested in the pizza business? This is my chance to prove I'm not just a controversial topping. There we go. What's the one? Is it pizza? Is it PSA.TO? And Stan, good morning. Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Haven't seen you for a bit. I haven't been here for a bit. That's the main thing too. So all it takes time for all the regulars to roll in. So if you are tuning in, don't forget to say hi. It's always good to see who is here. And if you have questions, don't forget to fire them in the chat. It's always good. It's always appreciated. And Wayne, welcome. I think this is one of your first times commenting, Wayne. So good to have you here. Already on your third cup of coffee, so that is good as well. I'm about on the same. I always make a French press in the morning and seem to finish it off by the time I'm done the live stream and get my day going. So. What do you think of Wealth? Good question. What do you think of Wealthsimple? I use Wealthsimple for my portfolio, Wayne. I've been using it since 2021-ish is when I first started using it. I started off with their like a robo-advisor side, and then came into self-directed, my TFSA, and I still have the investments on the robo-advisor side, but share my TFSA on the channel as we go. I've been happy with it, so I do like it. But you did buy crypto. If you bought $300 in crypto, you only pay taxes if you make a profit. It's like any other investment. So if you do sell it, you will have to pay taxes. Yeah, unfortunately, the only way we can avoid paying any kind of tax on our gains is if it's on in your TFSA, tax-free savings account. It's deceiving. TFSA should be tax-free investing account, but that's the only way to do it. But the only way to get crypto in there, I do have some in mind, is some of the ETFs. There's a couple of the Bitcoin, Ethereum ETFs that you could check out. Obviously not financial advice, but you could do that in your TFSA and not pay any taxes if you make a profit. Obviously, you can't write off any losses in your TFSA. But crypto, I've bought crypto before. I bought Bitcoin on Wealthsimple. Seems to be decent. Wayne, I buy it and I'll transfer. If I do buy it, I'll transfer it out. Usually, I just buy Bitcoin. If I do, I usually use ShakePay though, because I have the card, like the Shake card. I do my Shake streak still, and I'll transfer it off. I have a hardware wallet that I use. So, but haven't really bought any crypto for a while actually. Oh no, BTCY. I do that. So the channel members would see that on the portfolio. A little bit, adding to that slowly. Oh, Oh, good to have you here, Jordan. Cover Call ETF Investing, another great channel on YouTube. We'll have to do another show or live stream. One of the topics I was going to kind of mention today, because Candace had posted this on her community tab, lots of community tabs and members everywhere. That new UMAX Hamilton ETF. That was I don't know. Let me know, Jordan, if you've invested in that. I think you had your eye on that one, if I'm not mistaken. And that was what I was going to bring out. Let me see if I can hopefully share the screen. And Wayne, there you go. Yeah, happy to help. Ask away. It's always good. Always good to have new viewers. Don't forget. It's if you subscribe, you'll get notified when we go live. So you can always do that. Let's pull up my screen. Hopefully I can. Hamilton ETF. There we go. Hamilton Utilities Yield Maximizer ETF, ticker symbol UMX. This is brand new. Now, I think this just launched maybe about a week ago, if I'm not mistaken. So this is aiming to give some attractive, they always tease you, attractive monthly income while providing exposure to a portfolio of utility service, equities, securities primarily listed in Canada and the US, and it looks like it's mostly, I think mostly Canada. Let's just see here: pipelines, telecoms, and railways. And they use basically cover call strategies to write options on the on part of the portfolio is at the money, part of the portfolio is out of the money. I think, Jordan, you've done a good video on covered call ETFs. So if you pipe into the comments, if you do have one, we'll direct people over there to watch it. But yeah, it looks interesting actually. BCE, TC Energy, Enbridge, Rogers, all the popular ones: Fortis, Pembina, Mira, Waste Connections, CN Rail, Hydro One, TELUS, Northland Power, and CP Kansas City Rail. Looks interesting actually. This one, I have had my eye on this one. It's they're targeting Wayne. The targeted deal is 13%. Whether that carries through, it's always kind of a moving target, and it is 13% is quite high. So if you're a yield chaser, maybe not financial advice, obviously, might be something to kind of look at. I know if Candace, it is high, it's that'll obviously try and attract some people in there for sure. I know I saw on Candace's community post today, if you're a channel member, you'll see her buys and sells and all this kind of stuff, as well as mine. So channel members see what I buy in my ETFs. I don't do a lot of selling in my ETFs, a lot of selling in my portfolio, but Candace bought some UMAX today. So, and it's actually been pretty popular. I've seen lots of posts and comments popping up over on Blossom as well. It seems to be a popular one. There's a lot of obviously covered call and a lot of dividend investors out there on Blossom, and they seem to be they were chomping at the bit to get onto this one. Might be interesting though. I'm gonna dig into it a bit more. I haven't really dug into this, but I've been like on my portfolio. I've been kind of trying to figure out what the heck I want to do with my number one is my TELUS. TELUS has not been doing that well, but also. So 215 shares. There you go. So that would be a decent chunk of change every month. But I've been trying to figure out in terms of a monthly dividend kind of thing, is VDY, and I've been debating to do something with that. I'm happy with it. Nothing wrong with it, but there might be some opportunity there, is what I'm kind of getting and thinking about, because I do have some, I mean, this obviously is Canadian exposure as well, but I do have a lot of the holdings that are similar to VD, like obviously really similar to VDY over in XEQT. So there might be some, I don't know, we'll see what happens, and also in terms of consolidating things a little bit. That's kind of what I kind of want to do with my portfolio, but haven't made any changes yet. That's just kind of looking at that. I'll wait things out a bit, but happy like with everything. So it's just kind of been on my radar to kind of look at that. But and Wayne's got VDY. Yeah, VDY is a popular one. That's a popular Canadian ETF. Absolutely. It's between VDY and VFV, I think, probably. I mean, I don't want to say everybody, but a good chunk of people that do self-directed investing probably have one or both of those in their portfolio. It is quite popular. Covers the Canadian market, right? And then BFV covers the S&P 500. So yeah, you can't go wrong, I don't think, with that. But it's I've just been doing some kind of reallocation and redoing my portfolio a bit slowly this year, and partially diversifying a little bit outside of North America with XEQT. So that's the idea. So I'm probably a little bit over exposed in the portfolio, I guess would be the best way to say it, with Canada, and that's just my thoughts. So we'll see what happens. Nothing wrong with maybe putting a little bit into and seeing what happens. If the distributions can hold, then it's always good. Just obviously have to kind of see what happens. But other than that, portfolio, I've been happy with it. It's been fine. It's been propped up a lot by Tesla, which is fine. For those that are watching and I am guilty. I haven't done an update on the portfolio for a while. It's been busy, but it's been single-handedly propped up by Tesla. So that's always nice. That was nice to see. And I actually sold a portion of I kept the Tesla yield shares, but I sold the position last week of the Tesla CDR and just put that into XEQT. So happy with how the portfolio is doing, just carrying on. Literally, it's almost kind of like super boring every week now. I just put it into XEQT essentially. Usually you have a deposit. It's enough to kind of buy 3. If the price is down, I can maybe get 4 for my weekly purchase. So usually do 3, and then I kind of look and see where I can add some positions to the ones I have with some fractional shares if I'm able to, and do that. Auto Invest, yeah, that's a new one. So you did turn that on. How's that been working out? I know that you'll probably start to see some stuff kind of coming through, because that kind of launched. It's been about a month. I haven't turned that on, Wayne, on my account. Not to say I don't want to reinvest in any of the ETFs that I have. I just kind of like doing it partly, and sometimes what I'll do is I will. Sometimes it's not enough. Like if I have, there's a few company shares that I have that, like the REIT and TransAlta Renewables and Diversified Royalty Corp isn't enough to buy a full share. So obviously you can that reinvestment program only works with stuff with fractional shares. So I just left it off, and then what I'll do is sometimes what will happen is I'll have some extra funds from one of the other ones and be able to buy a full share and just kind of do it myself. So, but I know it's been pretty popular. So that's pretty good. It's nice actually if you're not wanting to. You can be guilty for looking at your portfolio too often and questioning things and everything else. So it's kind of nice to put on that autopilot sometimes. Kind of goes to show, like I know I mentioned earlier, Wayne, I have the robo-advisor side on Wealthsimple still. My RSP is there, and I do my, with my paycheck, I have my RSP come off, and I've just been, that does it all for you as well. And it's not you said about that, because it's doing fine. The portfolio it's in the green. It's just chugging along. So something to be said about letting stuff happen for you, or getting stuff to happen kind of for you. So. Vic, good morning. Haven't seen you for a long time. Hopefully you're well. What do you get? Disney got Disney for a quick flip, 500 shares, but it's down. Yeah, I thought Disney would do okay after there was that. I think there was a big with that Apple Worldwide Development Conference. Disney kind of played a part in that with their Vision Pro. They kind of showed a demo of what's coming for Disney possibly, and there was I know there was some talk of Disney, might be doing well, but it's hard to know what the heck is going to happen. It's always hard, ups and downs, Vic. But hopefully, if you're hanging on to it, hopefully it comes up. It's always nice to hear when people make money. That's for sure, and not as good when it's down, unfortunately. And yeah, it's true. Get your dollar, get your dopamine rush for a dollar. It's it's you know what? A dollar's a dollar. It is. You get that little bit of rush. You get that email coming through. It says, "Hey, you got some money." You check your account, and you've got a couple bucks in there. It's nothing wrong with that. Um, yeah, you always wish it would be more. Sometimes if you've got starting off your portfolio, but that dollar soon turns into $10, then it's 20, then it keeps rolling on. Definitely, Wayne, I would recommend. Wealthsimple doesn't do a great job of tracking dividends so much in terms of what comes in. I would definitely recommend picking up find some kind of spreadsheet or something to kind of track it and total it up after the month, and then after the quarter and after the year, and you'll be surprised. Those dollars can, the individual dollars can add up. It just takes when for me, I really kind of noticed it was this year, kind of once the portfolio hits around $15,000-$20,000, it really starts to add up when you're invested, and you see the growth, especially if you track it for a period of time. You'll really see you'll start to see this like snowball kind of effect, as long as you're not moving stuff around too much and that kind of thing. So yeah, it works. It just takes time. Just takes time. Forget pay steady on my pretty good mini. You want a sugar. You want to be taken care of, Vic. That's good. I'd buy that for a dollar. Yeah, what movie was that from, Candace? That was from what the heck movie was that? There was it's an old movie too. Back in the I think it was back in the 80s. I forget. If you know, go, let me know. Oh, okay. Share site for tracking and track your dividends. Okay, a couple good ones. That's good. I just use old fashioned. I just have an old fashioned spreadsheet. It's basic. It's good for. I copy it for each year, and it basically tracks. It's on Google Sheets. I plug in. I have to total up manually my monthly, what I make monthly. I plug in the monthly, and then it totals up. It gives me the quarters, and it gives me ultimately the year, and then at the end of the year is it'll total up for the total. So, and then as you start to do it, when the year rolls over, you just create a new one, copy it, and then you can kind of look back and see how it goes. And I think you're right. I think it was RoboCop. I was gonna say, yeah, I think it was like RoboCop or some what's that there was an Arnold Schwarzenegger one where he was like in a game show kind of thing, and they were like fighting each other. I can't remember the name of it though. Running was it Running Man? Could be wrong. Running Man, I think. Passive. Oh, passive. Okay, passive is good too. PASSIV. There's one to check out for people that are watching if you're trying to track your dividends. Yeah, I haven't looked at. I don't use my phone a lot for apps and stuff like that, and you log into places and everything else. I find it sometimes like less, sometimes simpler. Sometimes I find like simpler is better, and you just plug in the numbers yourself, and you can jump in and look at it. It's super simple. But there's some good programs out there. I think if I'm not mistaken, Candace, you could maybe pop in. I'm not a pro member of Blossom, but I think Blossom Pro tracks some dividends too, or they're starting to kind of build that in there as well. So, and MC, good morning. Good to have you here. Crew's all rolling in. That's great. So Running Man, there's yeah. Was it either Running Man, or was it Total Recall? I don't know. It was kind of like one of those. It was one of those movies. One, yeah, AI might be the new. It might be the new RoboCop, or what's that other movie that was AI in the. It was a Steven Spielberg movie, Ready Player One. Might be the new. Maybe we'll be living in a virtual world, all wearing goggles and not know, and that's how we get around. So. Okay, so they do break down. Okay, so Blossom does breakdowns and stuff. Yeah, I haven't subscribed to the Pro version. I don't even link my portfolio to it, so there's not really much need for the Pro. I don't think. And plus, I would rather spend. It's not that expensive, but it's I put more. I'd rather put it into my into my TFSA. I'm just like that because with the speaking of subscriptions. I don't know if you were on last time, Candace, but I canceled my MC and I were talking about last week on the MC show, and I canceled my Netflix, so I don't have that anymore. So more into the TFSA, cutting down on the monthly. You get your credit card bill at the end of the month. You got all these stupid subscriptions. So once maybe Netflix has some shows on again that I want to watch, then I'll put on. Plus it's summer, so you get outside more and stuff in the summer. So oh, okay. Well, there you go. Quit smoking 6 days ago. So you're probably chomping at the bit to stay busy. But then if you think about it, I mean, I don't know how much they cost anymore, but probably not cheap. And so you can put that into your investing. Put it into like one something that you can track what you would have spent, and then have it, and you'll see it in your account. I did something like that, Wayne. I had a StreamYard subscription for streaming, and for the year. The year's almost up, actually, maybe 6 months. I guess I think I started in January, so we're almost it's like halfway through the year, and I was putting that into BAM. Well, started off with Brookfield Asset Management, then it did that split and everything else, but it's going into BAM now, and it's it's adding up because I normally spend that $24, $23 a month for StreamYard subscription. I put it into my TFSA now, so it's all good. Oh, so MC's thinking cash. Oh, okay, thinking of going into a bit of cash, might be in for a July rug pull. Interesting. Yeah, it's really hard to know what the heck is going to happen, right? We know a recession is coming, but it's like, when are we in it? I don't. It's really what's going to happen in July with rates, MC. Lots of it seems like we've been going through this period for a long time now, that we don't know what the heck is going to happen, and it's been definitely ups and downs along the way. Seems like more downs sometimes than ups, but yeah, hard to know. Nothing wrong with, well, the thing is with cash though too, MC, right now there's nothing wrong with kind of sitting in cash, and I think a lot of people are, because it's paying decently, like we haven't seen for, since, what is it, the rates are, if you're able to have savings, the rates haven't been like this since what, 2000, and I could be wrong, 2001, like for example, well, even on Wealthsimple, if you have to have a certain amount. Sorry, I guess I should say you have to have a certain amount, but I mean, you could look at the PSA ETF. It's paying what, probably close to 4.5% right now. If you have $100,000 on Wealthsimple, it pays 4% in just cash and no fees, and it's insured. I think if you get your paycheck put in there too, it pays 3 or something like that. So that's decent. And then there's obviously, I know some of the banks have, they have their promos and stuff like that. I even saw because I have Tangerine, I saw up on Tangerine, their 1 year GICs right now are paying 5.25. So nothing wrong with cash, and I think a lot of people are in maybe cash. So yeah. Yeah, that was actually good. I like that movie because it was kind of had the '80s nods too, right? Up to it. Ready Player One. I've seen it a couple times, MC. Yeah, it would be worth a rewatch because you see it. Yeah, definitely more relevant today in terms of that. But and maybe more than when I can't remember when it came out. It's been quite a few. I mean, not quite a few years. Probably been 5 or 6 years now, I bet. And yeah, it was a good movie. I liked it. I liked all the the music, and all the references to all the stuff was not. So, and Wayne's a DCAR. Yeah, that's what I do. Essentially, that's what I do with my TFSA. It kind of just goes right now into XEQT. That won't stop. So, yeah, definitely won't stop that. That's the goal. Yeah, that's the big thing. So I'll read the rest of your comment here, MC. It's always good. Yeah, we're probably in a short-term top. I would kind of agree with that as well. The Magnificent Seven, yeah, all the tech, right, have fueled everything. If you look at, although it is not necessarily uncommon, there needs to be a breadth widening to continue pushing forward. Yeah, I think I read somewhere MC was like with the S&P 500, it was like the top like handful is up substantially, and the rest of the like 494 companies in the S&P are not, I mean, not to say they're all down or anything, but they're not near what, it's yeah, it's just being carried. We're definitely being carried by the AI, right? Tech. Apple's doing well, Tesla's doing well, Nvidia, I know, there's all those ones, Facebook, Netflix, a lot of tech has been doing okay. A lot of the AI stuff been running onto that. So hard to know, right? Earnings season, yeah. If we're starting that, it might be priced in, maybe not. And also, what's going to happen with rates, right? That's still the big question, in what the heck is going on with that. We, 2 months ago we were talking about it was the top of the rates, and now we're kind of thinking, well, maybe it's not. It's really hard to know what the heck is kind of happening out there. That's for sure. Oh, I know the one. Yeah, sorry, AI. Yeah, that's the one with the. Sorry, you're right. It was AI was with it was with the robot, like the robot, the kid, right? That was a long. I saw that one a long time ago. And then what's his name was in that. That was a good movie. I should rewatch that one actually too. That was with I can't remember the kid. There was the kid that was in Sixth Sense, and who was the other robot? I can't remember his name. But that was a good movie. And it is, yeah, it is probably like 26, 25 years old, which is kind of crazy. I should rewatch that one. Yeah. If you take out the like the big ones out of there, the gains are pretty much nil. Yeah, I think it was like I think I was reading an article, it was like 2.3% or something like that. Like it wasn't big at all. Um, so yeah, just goes to show. Um, yeah, so you don't think we're at the top of rates? Not with inflation at like 4 or 5, unless it comes down to 3 or 2, all of a sudden possible, but I don't think so. Yeah, it's kind of looking that way. Um, but well, yeah, it's hard to know things, and it's like things change like every day. You'll One day it'll be like, no, it's going down back to zero, and then the next day something happens and it's nope, it's priced in. The market. You read like the market's pricing in more, three more, 2 or 3 more raises before the end of the year. It's really hard to know. That's why I think I'm just kind of carrying on with my what I'm doing, what what I'm doing, because it's kind of like you start to read into too much stuff and you get confused and just trying to figure out what the heck to do. But again, back to your cash thing, maybe not a bad idea to have cash. Never a really bad idea. Have some, but maybe a bit more now, because if you can make the returns on it, it's why not? Haley Joel Osment. There you go. Called it. And then Haley, yeah, Jude Law. That's who I was trying to think. I was thinking Ethan Hawke for a second, but I wasn't. I knew it wasn't Ethan Hawke. Jude Law, the other robot. That was a good movie. I'm gonna try and track that down. Watch It's probably on Netflix, and I canceled my subscription, but could always rent it or something like that. It would be worth the rent. Those are always good for those types of movies. But yeah, more and more. Maybe one day I'll be living in that kind of. You never know. I mean, there's Tesla robots. The Boston Dynamics have those building those robots too. It's yeah, interesting times. What will maybe what the next I won't be, I would say 40, 50 years. I will. I guess I'll make my. I mean, I might be around in 50 years. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be half a robot by then. But I don't know. I'll be if I'm 40. It'll be like 97 in 50 years. But I think we're probably not far off. It's probably kind of farther than we're thinking, but faster than we're thinking at the same time. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, he thinks he doesn't know. He doesn't think he. Yeah, he doesn't really know he's a robot. It was a good. Oh, are we? Maybe we actually are. Who knows, right? It's are we in the matrix all along? It's hard to know what the heck we are. It's philosophical. Yeah. It's maybe coming. Maybe coming. Might not be in my lifetime, but it's probably coming. Who knows? Maybe robots will be, I don't know, colonizing Mars with robots or something, and harvesting some kind of mineral for us. I don't know. Hopefully, they live long enough to transfer your mind into a robot. You're open to it. Okay, interesting. Yeah, like a implant of somewhere. It's interesting. Good thought. I don't know if I'm open to that or not. I haven't really thought of that actually, Candice. I would admit. Um, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with that. It's a lot of space out there. Yeah, that is for sure. There is a lot of space, and you can agree with the theory. Yeah, there was the who's the who was the astronomer or scientist? What was his name? Carl Sagan was kind of that along that kind of theories as well. You know, if I love how these conversations go from investing to TFSAs to AI and robots to life in the universe. Yeah, it's kind of there's got to be something. We can't be the only ones. That's for sure. Who knows? Who knows? It's a lot of space out there. If it's just us, but hey, maybe it is. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe I don't know. Maybe there's aliens. Maybe there's aliens here, and we just can't see them. I don't know. They're not on the same plane, time and plane as us. Who knows? This guy. Yeah, see, that's an interesting thought, right? What kind of brought up. Yeah, if you don't, I wouldn't kind of necessarily want it either, unless, I mean, I don't know, or do we do that with AI and then it does our work for us and we just relax, right? And we turn into like, what's that cartoon, the Pixar movie Wall-E, and we just kind of lay down and watch screens all the time, and robots do all the work for us. Maybe. That's true. Yeah, I have. I mean, my parents are getting older, and I mean, I don't think they say they're ready to go yet. But I could see if they did, they wouldn't be disappointed. Not to say disappointed is the wrong word, but content. Yeah, content. Once you've lived enough, I think I could see myself like that. You know, like when you get to be 90 in your 90s. Like if you've done everything hopefully you've been able to do everything you've wanted to do and accomplish. Nothing wrong with that. Be content. There's nothing wrong with being content anytime in life, right? Maybe we do. That would be horrible too, right? If we just have to keep repeating over and over. But if we don't, maybe we don't know, right? So if you don't know, it might not be too bad. But sometimes, yeah, if you knew you had to do it all over again, would you? I guess that's a good question. Yeah. Fear nothingness, so I would hedge my bets with a robot. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes maybe nothing's good though. I don't know. We'll all find out eventually. We'll all find out eventually whenever when it's time, it's time. Yeah. But yeah, maybe you can pass it on to a robot. What if there was? I mean, this is the thing with robots and AI. If they could, it's not just one person's mind they could bring on. It could be literally everybody's in one. Oh, when Vic, I'll give you my Netflix. Yeah. When you're gonna leave that in your will, Vic, or you're gonna pass it. You're gonna pass it to me now. I think they've actually stopped giving. Speaking of Netflix, back to Netflix investing. I think they've stopped password sharing, if I'm not mistaken, in Canada now. That was kind of the big thing. But there's also, they've got the lower plan. And MC, if I remember correctly, you signed up for that low plan with ads, and you say they're not too bad. That's probably what I'll do when I sign back up. It'll be with the ads, just to save some money. And but there's thoughts that just with that tier and cutting out the sharing in North America, their subscriptions will start to go up, because everybody will be like, well, I don't want to pay $17 or $20 for a membership, but I'll pay 5 or 10 kind of thing. So yeah, So we'll just have to see what happens when earnings, like again, when earnings come out for Netflix. Yeah, I don't know. Could be better. Could be worse. Who knows? Maybe you just go and then wake and then you start off again. Who knows? Who knows? Nothing at all. I don't know. Don't know what there is. Who knows? It's the great mystery. Maybe you come back. It'd be nice if you knew what the markets were doing, and then you could use that knowledge from your prior to know what to invest in. That would be nice. So yeah, MCS, you're on the ad version. Not bad to watch if you're watching a show. It's the same as kind of watching YouTube. Like unless you subscribe to YouTube Pro or whatever whatever the YouTube subscription is without ads, you kind of just get used to them, and you just click them off when you go. I mean, even I have Amazon Prime, and they even show ads like trailers and stuff before some of their shows that you have to wait to skip. So you just get used. I think you just get used to it. It's much like watching. Remember when you used to watch TV? You watch the shows on TV and you'd have an ad. You know, they build the ad breaks into the shows kind of thing, and then it would pop in. So it's not that, wouldn't be that bad, and you can skip them after. I guess I don't know about Netflix MC, but can you skip them after like YouTube, or do you have to probably have to watch the whole thing? But wouldn't be too bad if you just like one or two. You know, if there's a certain show you watch, you just watch an ad before, kind of thing. Maybe that's what they do. Put 5 or 6 in there and have battles until one wins. It's hard to know. Hard to know what the heck's gonna happen. Yeah, we never know. We never know. And I don't, I don't know. Good question. So such philosophy in the stream this morning. It's always good. It is funny how these conversations go from all these different topics. But so maybe we should be investing in AI. I don't know. I think at this point maybe not, but maybe eventually, if there's maybe a bit of a pullback on AI, we might want to maybe look at it. Hard to say. All right, well, there we go. It's coming up to Q2, so thanks everybody. These are always fun. We'll get back into these. Work's been busy, but started to kind of peter off. It's turning into summer now, so I think by the end of the month we'll have a bit more time. Hopefully everybody's portfolio is doing well, and you're carrying on. As we go back, we'll talk. With the dollar cost averaging, stick with the plan. That's what I'm doing. Don't go chasing. Don't go chasing everything just because it's up. It's just stick with your plan. That's what I'm going to be doing. That's the advice that I was kind of give to people if they are starting to invest. That's for sure. So don't go chasing things, and don't listen to YouTube. Don't listen to YouTubers. Do use it as a starting point, and start to dig into some research. There's a lot of good information out there. So don't invest what I invest in. Do your own research. That's the PSA for the day. So no matter where we happen to be, it's probably best to live our best, even if we are in a bad plane. Yeah. Just enjoy your enjoy what you have, I guess. We could, Vic. It's been a bit. I've been. You know what, Vic? You haven't been for a while. I haven't been regular, so that's my fault. That's I've just been busy. It's a lot of work to do YouTube channels all the time. But I've just been busy with work, starting off in the morning, getting caught up. So we'll get back to it. Still kind of plugging away. So it just takes a bit because the YouTube algorithm does its thing. So on that note, Vic, make sure you've liked the stream, and everybody else watching, make sure you like the stream. And we could do a Zoom, but I can't post a Zoom live on YouTube. But it's always good to kind of have people on and people chat. And it's it'll build up. We usually get a few people here, and as it goes, and people know that it becomes regular again. The YouTube algorithm does its stuff. So YOLO on Tesla. I still I MC, as you say, YOLO on Tesla. I'm not. I sold it, right? I sold the CDR. I kept the yield ones, and I'm not kicking myself for selling it, but it was kind of like, it was one of those things I was really weighing it, going like, it's gonna go higher, it's gonna do well. I actually, today was with Tesla. Is it Rivian's adopting their charging standard, and then I read a post that. Toyota is possibly adopting this as well, so I think there's some opportunity there for sure. It's just, I wanted to take some money, lock in some profit. So doesn't mean I can't buy it again, but don't YOLO everything into one thing. And awesome, yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back in the next one. Always good to have people. GIC, check out Tangerine. I think Tangerine's the highest one right now, Vic, for a 1 year. I saw that yesterday, 5.25 popped up. So. You could buy the share. You could buy a share of Ferrari if you can't afford the whole car. There we go. All right, we'll leave it at this one. Thanks everybody. Have a great afternoon. It's still the morning here. I know it's the afternoon where some people are, and but that's awesome. And I agree with you, MC. As I start to sign off, and then we get more comments. But it's true. More companies will adopt the charging they'll start to license things for sure, which would be good for shareholders. I think that would be good. I don't plan on selling my yield shares. I think with Tesla, I think at one point I probably will buy more. Obviously, it's also in a lot of the ETFs. So if people are watching and they're worried about not maybe owning something in particular, dig into your ETFs, because there's probably a position in there of a lot of these companies we talk about individually. So you can always have it somehow in your investments. You don't have to just buy just the stock. But yeah, there we go. That's we'll see. We'll see what happens. I haven't actually looked at it today, what's going on. So I'm gonna, after we get off the live stream, I'll check out what the portfolio is doing and how Tesla's doing. Anyways, not the Tesla show, but have a great day, everybody.